Hello, this is Lori Kornblum. I am coming to you today to talk about how to access Shepardize or LexisNexis or NEU on the MATC website. This is for Paralegal 103 at MATC. So first we're going to enter the MATC website, and we are going to go to the menu, and we are going to go to Student and Staff Login. We are going to scroll down to the MATC Library and click on that. This brings you to the MATC. As you can see, we are doing this in the midst of the COVID-19 emergency, but the online library is still open. So the first thing we do is we click on A to Z list of databases. And this is really a lot of databases, so we don't want all of the databases. What we're going to do is we are going to either filter by subject, and we can do law and protective services, in which case we are down to 6 databases, and we can click on Nexis Uni, formerly LexisNexis, or we can just go to the N and click on Nexis Uni. So again, if we go to law and protective, if we don't know what the database is, and we click on the N, we're going to come to Nexis Uni, formerly LexisNexis. If we don't remember the name, we are going to go to the subject matter of law and protective services. Let's say that we don't want the N, we go to all, but you do want the Nexis Uni database. So you're going to click on that, and then you have to log in with your MATC credentials to get into the MATC library. So you log back in, and it will take a moment to come up. I'm going to pause this while it is logging in. We are now in the Nexis Uni database. This is the Nexis Uni section that is for academics. It is not for the more advanced Lexis Advanced. So what we're going to do is we are going to search for cases, and we are going to Shepardize the cases. So I'm going to pause this for a moment so I can get a citation. Okay, we're going to look for a case called State versus Sullivan, and I have copied the citation 216 Wisconsin 2nd 768, and guess what? That happens to be State versus Sullivan. So we're going to click on that case, and then we're going to search for it. The search function is working. So as you can see, when you use this case, you have a signal, a little triangle, State versus Sullivan, which says caution possible negative treatment. And then you look over here, Shepardize. So Shepardize is the citation directory for checking citations in Nexis Uni. It is a brand product. It's a registered trademark. Used to be a bunch of books, and now it's done online. So you can look at all of the case citations here, and when you're looking for it, you're looking for the caution signals or the stop signals. But you can also do something called Shepardize this document. You click on here to Shepardize it, and it will wait for a moment. I'm going to pause. Oh no, here. So this gives you all of the Shepardize citations, and you can see if it's followed, if it's a green. You can also look on the right-hand side to see the depth of discussion that it is. You can see it's still a current case, but you can also look at the yellow notes if you want to. This is just the citing decisions. I'm going to pause this for a moment. What I've done is I've clicked back, and I'm just going to go back to that first screen and look at the caution citations. So there are 11 cases that urge caution. And what you can do is you can look at each case where it's distinguished. Distinguishing means that this is not exactly the same, but you can see it's distinguished in Hammer, You can look at state versus page, the state versus hall, etc. But what you can see is that none of the cases actually overrule it. So it's still what we call good law. And when I talk about good law, it doesn't mean that it's like, oh, wow, this is like so great. It means that, yes, you can follow it. Okay, now we're going to look at a different citation. I'm going to look at this citation. We're going to take out this as 514 US 549, and we're going to click the search function. And we're going to see what happens there. I'm going to pause it because this might take, or I won't pause it. US v. Lopez. Oh no, there is a red stop sign. And if you hover over that, you'll see that there's negative treatment indicated. We're going to ignore the phone call. Okay, now we're back. So whenever you see a red stop sign, it really means there's a big problem with the case. So the reason for the Shepherd signal, you always want to view the top citing reference. It's been editorial selected, and what it shows you, it's been superseded by statute. And that means that the US v. Lopez section of the case was relying on a statute, and there's another court that talks about how that statute no longer exists, so the case is not good anymore. You can also go to the warning. The warning would be the one that we just stated. You can go back and you can look at the cautionary, you can look at the positive, the neutral, but whenever you see a red stop sign, it really usually means that it's not good anymore and you have to see why. So let's look at another use for doing this kind of shepherdizing. Here's another citation, 279 US 263. And we'll let it go to that. So here's Sinclair versus US. Again, there is a red stop sign. So there's a warning. We're going to click on the warning and see what it says. And again, it says it was overruled by United States versus Godin. So you do not want to be citing that case. However, if you want to find out, let's say that you have an assignment and you need to find out the parallel citations, all you need to do is click on parallel citations and it will tell you what the parallel citations are. This is an old case from 1929, so it makes sense. But here's your parallel citations. Also, if you go back to the main page, you can find the parallel citations. You can go to Actions, you can link to the page, you can export the citation, you can look down here and find the parallel citations. So that's a good brief overview of shepherdizing in Nexis Uni. And I will pause this. For those of you who are not in the MATC system, you'll have to generalize to whatever system you're using. That's another video brought to you by me, Lori Kornblum. So here's my credentials, Lori Kornblum, JD. I work for Milwaukee Area Technical College as well as some other places. This is done for a paralegal program at MATC. And you can check out my YouTube channel. For more information about classes at MATC, go to matc.edu. And thanks, over and out.